Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to go over a new file that we have available at Accounting Excel. It's the Accounting Excel 2.0 for cash basis. So it's going to give you everything that you need to keep track of your accounting on a cash basis. That way you have your records available for when it's time to do your taxes. And this makes that really easy. There's no need to download another subscription-based program. If you're familiar with Excel, this is going to give you everything you're looking for. So let me just go through it real fast. So Accounting Excel 2.0 comes with a couple tabs here. It's got a trial balance tab. It's got a balance sheet tab for your balance sheet, P&L, journal entry tab, two bank account tabs where you're going to enter your bank account information, and then three credit card tabs. So you can enter three credit card information for three different credit cards. And just real quick, I'm going to show you kind of how to set things up in the file. So here you have a different date, so you can change the year that you want to keep track of by changing the date up here. So if we want to keep track of 2019, we're going to put in 12/31/2019. It's going to change your headings. This is going to give you your prior year date and then your current year. Same thing with the balance sheet. If you want to look at a balance sheet for 2019, you're going to enter 12/31/2019. And it's going to change all your headings for you, so you don't have to worry about that. Same thing with the P&L. And then you can also drill down into quarterly, look at it on a monthly basis, look at it on a quarterly basis, or look at it on an annual basis by clicking the plus and minuses sign up here. And you can do that for the balance sheet as well. So once you determine what year you want to set up, and we're going to go ahead and leave this at 12/31/2020 for now while I show you how to do it. The next thing that you want to do is you can kind of customize this a little bit for your chart of accounts. And the way that you customize your chart of accounts is say that you want to change this from bank account 1, say that you just want to call it what your actual bank account is. So we're going to say that we have a Wells Fargo account, and just going to put our last four numbers of our account number there. We're going to update it here, and that's going to flow through to the rest of your balance sheet. So that's kind of the way you update your accounts, is by updating it on the trial balance. So I'm going to go ahead and change this back to bank account 1. Okay, so next thing that we're going to do is, once we just determine what year we want, is we want to enter in the prior year information. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter that right here on the trial balance. I'm going to I have an example company that I'm going to go through, so I'm just going to go ahead and enter that stuff right now. Just going to go through and check to make sure I have everything in the right place here. And these need to be moved down here. There we go. And we have depreciation. Okay, so once you're done entering that in, this should be balanced here to 0. There's a little check down here, and this should also be 0. So now you can see that it flows through to your next year, and this is going to be your opening balance sheet for your year 2020. And then since I entered this on the balance sheet, or on the trial balance, it flows through to your balance sheet. So everything flows through to your balance sheet, and your P&L is there for the prior year automatically. Okay. So once we have the prior year set up, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to download our bank transactions from our actual bank account. So a lot of banks out there have the ability to download your bank transactions into a CSV file or an Excel file. And once they're downloaded, you might need to format them a little bit. But what you want it to look like, and I have 3 tabs here that kind of show what we're going to import. But bank 1, we're going to use this bank account here, and then you want to format it so it has 3 columns. It's got the date, the description, and the amount. And all of your amounts, all the expenses need to be negative, and all of your income needs to be positive. So you just want to make sure that you have that formatted correctly before you copy and paste it into the file. And the same thing with these other bank accounts. All of my income is going to be positive. All of my expenses are going to be negative. Same thing with the credit card. Expenses are negative. Any kind of payments paid to the credit card are going to be positive. So to start, I'm just going to show you, walk through January of this file. I've downloaded all the transactions for the entire year from the bank, and I'm going to just copy and paste in January's so that we can see how everything updates as we enter the information. Control C, come back and go to my bank account 1 and just paste these in there. So now all of my transactions are entered. So then what I need to do is I need to assign these to accounts, and there's a drop down here that tells me there's a drop down to the accounts, and it lets me select what account I want to enter these into. So it's got in the order balance sheet, and then liabilities, equity, income, cost of goods sold, SG&A, and then depreciation and amortization if you have those. So I'm just going to go ahead and classify these, classify a couple of them, and then once it's classified and everything matches, it's going to put a little check right here. There's going to be times when you want to split your accounts. So for instance, payroll, you're going to want to split that between different accounts like SG&A, cost of goods sold, payroll taxes, things like that. So this allows you to do that by selecting the split option. So you split accounts, it's going to give you a little red X there, and then it's going to ask you what accounts you want to split it between. It's going to give you 6 options, and you're going to put the different amounts that you want to split it between in these columns here. So first one, we're just going to go SG&A wages, 2640. Second one's going to be payroll tax, SG&A. Oh, that's 199.70. We're going to go with cost of goods sold wages. And these also need to be the same sign. So I put these in as positive, but these need to be negative. Okay. And we got cost of goods sold taxes. And we have a processing fee. We're just going to put that to other expense and -40. So once it's all reconciled, it's going to give you a little green check there. Got a deposit. That's going to go to gross receipts. Fuel. It's going to go to other costs of goods sold. You can expand this to see what it looks like. So then once you have it in there, you might find it easier to just go ahead and type things in if you and it'll still work properly for you. So this is going to be other costs, materials. See if we have something for materials here. And these accounts are based off of what goes on 1120S, a partnership return, 1065, or a sole proprietor tax return. So these accounts are designed to match up with your tax return. We'll put And we just go through and finish out the rest of the month, and I'll go ahead and do that and come back and take a look at it. Okay, so the last thing I kind of wanted to show you here is, say that you have something where we have a lot of different things that have the same description or the same vendor or something like that. So here we have fuel multiple times. One thing you can do to kind of save some time is just Control C to copy that, and then just go ahead and paste those in. That saves you a bunch of time, and it can go pretty fast if you get a rhythm down. So just a little time saver there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to enter in bank account number 2. So to do that, I have our next tab here with our bank account information. We're just going to put in January, so I'm just going to copy this, Control C, come back over here and paste this in, Control V, and we're going to call this account Money Market Account. I'm going to go ahead and select the account Other Income, so that's what it's going to be posted to. And we're going to come back to the trial balance here and just change the name of this bank account to Money Market Account. I'm going to change the tab here, Money Market, and then I'm going to come over to the trial balance and change my account name here, Money Market. So now when I come back, if I was to select this, if I needed to select Money Market, it's changed in my drop down. So you can do that on all the accounts by changing the trial balance. So now you can kind of see that everything's kind of starting to shape up here, and we just have to continue to finish the rest of these and should be able to get everything reconciled. So next thing I'm going to do is just a credit card. Select my credit card. Transactions. Control C. Bring that back over here. Enter those. And it's the same exact thing. You can split the credit cards 3 different ways. Go ahead here and select our items in the same way that we did for the bank statement. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and we'll come back and take a look and see what it looks like. Okay, so I've gone through and finished the rest of January for the credit card, and what I'm going to do now is just delete the rest of February, because I just want to show you January for now. So everything's entered, everything's got a check for the credit card, everything's got a check for the money market, everything has a check for the bank account, and everything, all my split accounts are all reconciled. So I'm just going to come to the trial balance, and now everything is updated for the January information that I put in there. I can change the date here to January 31st, 20. It's going to change my trial balance date, so if you need to print out a report for January, you can do that. If I come to my balance sheet, I have my balance sheet all the way through to 12/31. It's updated through there. If I just want to have January's, I can put in the January date. And it's just going to give me January. And I can hide or hide these things so that I'm just showing January if that's what I want to do. Next, if I come to the P&L, it's just going to show me my January results. And I can, if I want to change the report to January 31st, 20, it's going to just show me the January. Now, if I had the rest of my information in here for the entire rest of the year, I would be able to run this report. So for April, I would just put in April 30th, and it would show me only through April, and it wouldn't show any of the remaining information for the year. So that's kind of nice. The last thing that I want to show you is how the journal entries work. So sometimes you have transactions where there, like for depreciation, for instance. It's not a cash transaction, so it's not going to go through a bank account, but you still need to record your transaction for the month. So to do that, I'm going to use the fixed asset schedule, and the fixed asset schedule is available at Accounting Excel. I'll leave a link in the description to that. But I created a couple fixed assets here to track on the schedule, and what this does is it's going to give me my monthly expense entry, and then I'm able to reconcile back to my balance sheet the net amount. So right now at the end of December 31st, it is $68,400. If I go to my balance sheet or my trial balance, look at this, and my depreciable property right here, if you look, net these two together, $68,400. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a journal entry to record that depreciation expense for January. So to do that, come to my fixed asset schedule. My monthly expense is $3,000, and I'm just going to go over to my journal entries, and I'm going to enter the journal entry to record that depreciation. So January 31st, 2020, 1/31, 2020. Put description, depreciation for January. Okay, I'm going to debit my expense, my depreciation expense. So come down here to depreciation, 3,000. Okay, and it's going to give me a little red X up here. That means that I don't have, my debits don't match my credits. So I'm going to put in my 3,000 here, and I can see everything's good. But I got to select my account. So this is going to be accumulated depreciation. So now if I go back to my trial balance, my balance now is $65,400, and I can reconcile that with my asset ledger by changing my month's expense. So I'm going to put one more month into the month expense column, so 46, 46, 35, no, 37, 37, 25. So now I'm at 65,400, and my amount on my trial balance is 65,400. So my ledger is reconciled. I'm just going to change this to January 31st, 20. So now my fixed asset schedule is reconciled, and my trial balance matches. And if I come to my P&L, it's going to show my depreciation expense right here for January. So the next step in this is to enter in the remaining transactions for the rest of the year, and I'll do that and come back and show you how it looks. Alright, so I entered the rest of these, the credit card transactions all the way through to year end. Same thing with the money market account. Rest of the transactions through the rest of the year, and the bank account, I finished those off as well. So now all we need to do is come to our trial balance, and we can pull whatever month we want to pull out of here. So if I want to put in 4/30/20, it's going to give me my balance sheet as of April 20th. And you see down here, it balances everything. Last step to this is just my depreciation expense. I put in 1 month, and so I'm just going to go through and copy this depreciation expense for the rest of the time. So there's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And then I just got to put my dates in here real quick. So 2/29/20, 2/29/20, 3/31/20, 4/30/20. Okay, Now I got all those in there. I can come here and check out my depreciation expense. So it's 12,000 for April. If I put in year end, it's going to change everything to my year end trial balance, December. Balance sheet, I want to come over here. I want to look at my balance sheet through June. So I put in June 30th, 2020, and it's going to show me what my balance sheet is as of June 30th. And I will put my year end in here, 12/31/20. It's going to show you my balance sheet at the end of the year. You can see down here that everything's balanced. Look at my P&L. I can run a P&L for whatever month I want to run my P&L for. So let's just look at August real quick. It's going to show you my P&L all the way through August, your monthly P&L, and it's also going to give you your year-to-date P&L at the end of the year. And then you can drill down, summarize it however you want to summarize it. If you want to print it out or put it in a presentation, you can do that. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure you just subscribe to the channel, go to the store, check out the rest of what we have out there, and the links to everything that you need, all the downloads are in the description, and we'll see you next time.